Hello folks. So in this video I want to talk about how I evaluate like my health and try to keep it in a good state, right? So I've written down some of the things. There's quite some stuff, so I don't want to like miss them out. And I usually have notes for the stuff I want to actually talk about. So I look at my energy levels on a day-to-day basis. Generally, like how energetic do I feel? Do I have the energy to say do something as simple as walk around? For example, 2 3 weeks ago, I was very low on energy and I couldn't even go to work, go to the office. For 2 weeks, I just took off and I was trying to take rest. At some point, I was just taking bed rest. For the second week or so. This was like 3 weeks or so back. And I tried to do some work here and there, like study and stuff, but I was low on energy, right? And so I look at energy levels, can actually walk around without feeling, say, tired or dizzy or stuff like that. Pretty normal. Anyone can find out such symptoms. And then the kind of food that I eat, do I eat junk food? And I have my own definition of junk. Like anything that doesn't provide any sort of nutrition. And also, I'm very strict. So sometimes I consider even some say if the food seems a bit oily, sometimes I'm like, no, this is a bit junk. Then if I have less accessibility to different kinds of food and there's no other way that I can actually just get some other food, or I'm experimenting, I just eat a bit oily food. But for example, say a bit of an oily paratha or an oily gravy. But I'm trying to understand how I can actually work around it. But yeah, I have my own definition of junk. So yeah, I mean, the main definition, the popular one, is basically something that doesn't provide any nutritional value, or something that has more cons, and where the cons outweigh the pros regardless of how many cons it has. And I look at my sleep. Am I sleeping enough, and am I sleeping at the right times, like the circadian rhythm, and like but these days it's been bad actually. Like I'm sleeping pretty late, I'm coming from work pretty late and whatnot. Bad time management. I'm gonna fix it. I'm still working on different ideas for it and how to manage it. It's still a work in progress. And then I look at mood. How good is my mood? And energy, mood are a bit probably related. I don't know scientifically. I don't know how it is, and all that. But in general, how do I feel during the day? What's my mood like and whatnot? Do I feel energetic? Say, do I feel energetic to do more? For example, do more of things that give me joy, that bring joy to me. For example, say, make YouTube videos, or learn some new stuff, or read books, right? And have new ideas, new thoughts, new opinions on different kinds of things happening around me and in my life and whatnot. And then what's my strength like? So this is kind of related to energy level, but also to understand, like, do I have enough muscles? Am I actually able to lift things and whatnot, right? I remember like 2 weeks back I said I had low energy levels, right? This was because I went to the doctor. This was because I had low vitamin D and vitamin B12. So I was deficient in those vitamins, vitamin B and vitamin B12 and vitamin D. B for ball, D for dog. This was confirmed after a blood test, but this was a suspect, because I was fine in pretty much any other level. And I also did a complete kind of blood test where my cholesterol levels, my hemoglobin, iron levels, everything was checked out. It was a package. I just got the package because it was cheaper than just getting the vitamin D and vitamin B12 tests done. And it also turned out to be beneficial because it also gave me some values to check out, understand how's my kidney and stuff like that. So it involved a urine test and whatnot, but it was not some sort of like master checkup and all. I've never done master checkups. I think it's a good idea to do a master checkup every once a year. So yeah, strength. So about 2 weeks back, I was low on energy and I couldn't even like open my water bottle. I could feel pain in my wrist while trying to open my water bottle like this. I usually close my water bottle in a tight manner so that it doesn't leak. So yeah, I mean, apparently that was because of deficiency in vitamin B12 causing joint pains. And I've also had knee pains long ago. I still sometimes do when I sit for a long time. Basically, I was told two things. So I ran a lot, but I didn't condition my body to run. For example, say stretch and strengthen my muscles around the knees. So I was doing strength training back then. Doing leg press was just for the quad muscles and all, but I was doing leg extension, and which was important for the knees to make the knees strong and all. I was doing all of that, but squats and leg extension a lot, and especially leg extension. But recently, I've paused gym, strength training in general. I do run at times, sometimes very enthusiastically, which is scary. Like too much, exerting too much energy and all that. But other than that, I've not done much recently. But back then, I had a bit of knee pain, and I checked it out. Fortunately, it was not any knee injury. They told me that I ran too much, and especially on the treadmill. So I was told to first condition my body and go to a physiotherapist. I need to go to the physiotherapist, but condition the body and do some exercises that help the knee, and do some foam roller exercises and more stuff like that. And so yeah, strength in terms of like any pain and whatnot, and also understanding, like for example, I actually climb the stairs almost every day, um, here in my hostel and in the office. I even climb, say, escalators and all. Yeah, I just try to understand how strong I am. Apart from just feeling that I can just energy levels is more like can I just function well and stuff like that, like with some good amount of energy. Strength is like do a bit more again, functioning again to some extent, but do a bit more. Movement, say walking and stuff like that, just keep moving around. And then exercise workout, as of now it's paused. So, and then yeah, like movement, regular movement and all. So daily functioning, like be able to work, be able to say stand for some time. I used to stand a lot and work, but it has its own pros and cons. Sitting a lot, for example, has its cons. Like too much sitting is not good for you. Standing also apparently without moving much is not so good for you. So I used to stand and work a bit, and sit and work at times, and like do a mix, and walk around a bit when I'm not working on. But general daily functioning where I can work, eat, and just be my normal self, and health not affecting my living conditions, and like living status and whatnot. Like, is it hard to do daily things like using the washroom, bathing, walking, going to work, right? Eating food and whatnot. And then basically a smooth life. And I also look at how much I eat in terms of food, how much I eat. Sometimes I overeat. I'll talk about that separately. What I eat, when I eat. For example, I try to ensure that I eat way earlier before my bedtime, but that's not happening recently. Bad time management again. And then all those things, like basically when I eat, what I eat, how much I eat, etc. And then what I eat, in terms of what I eat, I look at protein. Am I eating enough protein? Because before, I think I never looked at eating proteins. I was just eating for hunger and like energy, like carbohydrates and all. Like if before I was working out, right? So when I was working out, I was like, after workout you need carbohydrates, proteins and whatnot. So I was just eating dosas almost every day, and I was like morning and night. So now that's better. I'm not eating dosas all day, every day. Instead, it's better now. But there's still some other different kinds of problems. I'll talk about that separately in terms of food. But am I eating enough enough protein? Yes, these days I am. Carbohydrates to some extent, fiber to some extent, fat I don't know how much, but to some extent, vitamins, minerals, yes, a bit. So these are some things that I look at when I look at what I eat. So in terms of nutrients, it's basically vitamins, minerals, fiber, and I think you call the protein, carbs, fat, and all as macronutrients only. So yeah, there's also something called micronutrients and all. I don't know too much about all of this. I'm still learning, but yeah. So this is kind of the way on how I evaluate my health and understand if I'm doing well or not, if I'm healthy or not. Because apart from like, there's three things that I usually think about. Do I feel healthy? And then am I actually healthy? And then looking healthy, I mean, it's good, it's great if you look healthy, but looks don't really matter so much. The reality matters, and also how you feel. Even if you are healthy, but if you don't feel healthy for some reason, the feelings and whatnot probably is something to look at and understand. Why don't I feel healthy? Like I don't feel strong or whatever. Like is something wrong or whatever, right? Ideally, if you are healthy, you should just feel healthy. Yes. So it's about how you feel and then how you are actually doing. How you look like you're doing, like the looks. I don't think it matters. Yeah, if you ideally if you are healthy, you would want to look healthy. Like say, if you're sleeping well, not have dark circles or things like that, similar stuff. If you're energetic, then some glow on your face and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, looks still don't matter. If you are healthy and if you feel healthy, I think, especially if you are healthy, that's the best thing. And if you feel healthy, great. If you're not, something to check out. I don't know. Ideally, you will feel healthy if you are healthy. So yeah, that's all I had to talk about this in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.